All right, so guys, I'm putting on my advocacy hat and I have something to talk about. So we all know in Jamaica, there's in the goat sector, there's a couple things we always talk about. That the high demand for goat, especially curry goat, and for the farmers, we complain a lot about goat prices. I get calls all the while. Why the goats are so expensive? Um, Compared to even chicken meat. And if you check across the world, though, goat meat prices normally more expensive. And even the price for some of these animals that you see, and we're talking registered animals with good breeding programs, they cost a whole lot of money. So it's really not just isolated to Jamaica why we might see some of these prices. But when you think about it, the goat and sheep sector is no serious joke. It's a very good business. There's serious money to be made, serious on food security, and a serious opportunity for us. And my problem is that we still manage it like we're in 1995. The reason that we still have some poor husbandry practices and management practices over these animals, we still have animals counting themselves. I've been to many farms, asked them how much head they have, and they would say somewhere between 12 and 40. That's a crazy range. And meanwhile, in other countries, we've seen electronic tagging system, performance records, genetic selection, and they have an export market. But yet we're still here arguing about prices of gold and relief program issues. So some things just not really adding up. Let me address one of the biggest issues that we have: the importation of animals and the impact on the price of these goods. Yes, we rushed to import animals. We wanted new genetics, mainly for diversity. To me, the program should be built around bringing animals to expand the meat operation. So all the high-end genetics, that was fine for diversity, but we should have really bring in a lot of females to can quickly multiply animals. So we're at a scale where we have more animals going into the meat market. However, we end up coming like we imported BMWs and we have gold selling from 200 to 500,000, and we have to wonder why. But what happened is that this kind of discouraged local breeders. It also impact how new entrants will get in the system when we raise the animal prices so high. Farmers who would come and build up the sector will kind of see a fall off there. And then we end up undervaluing our local genetics, which is a big problem for me. And so we have to kind of strike a balance. And I think that's where we are right now in the sector. So we end up creating a system where we think imported is gold and local should be discounted. And the funny part about it, if you look at the animals now that got imported, some of them end up looking like our same Jamaican goat, or they couldn't manage the heat and was having issues with them. So the idea was really to be built around a national breeding program where we're looking for genetics that would improve our production parameters, growth rate, fertility. That was really the plan behind of this importation of animals for genetics. And then to build on what I think we lack and nobody's really lobbying for was that registration system. So we have a proper breeding program where we can hold farmers accountable, and it would make our system even a little bit more attractive to persons in the Caribbean when it's that we have a comprehensive breeding system that we can appraise, and that on our registration it would have helped. So what this come down to, and the reality is that it's leadership, both from many ways. The association is one that we really have to look into. So I have to be very careful with this. The Smart Association, yes, it has heart, it has history, but it needs something else. It needs energy. It needs not just meetings or just minutes. It needs farmers and a group of people who really dedicated to drive this sector forward. Not bashing the current administration, but definitely could do more. I know, for example, Mr. Bernard might be leaving out of the Smart Association, and maybe everybody should leave and present a new group of young people, guided by them, yes, but a new set of people with the energy and the skill set to get this done. Because if you look at it, goats don't wait for next month, markets don't wait, investors don't wait. So if the leadership is slow, the industry is slow. So in all honesty, what we need more young people in the association, in the sector overall, with representation who can lobby. We need more people in tech. We need more people in business mind. We need people who understand marketing, data, branding, exporting, social media, and finance. Because the agriculture today is not about, subsistent type of system, tying a boat on a tree. We need spreadsheets. We need genetic records. We need business plans. And we need to understand the entire value chain. We need youth leadership with guidance from elders, not youths locked outside the gate. So let the experienced farmers bring wisdom and let the young one bring speed. Because if you mix both, that's when real growth happens. So what strong leadership should look like? Let's look at a national breeding program for local genetics and the imported ones. Let's look at performance testing, guys. The registry that have been waiting for so long. Look at bulk feeding, real data collection, partnership with butchers, supermarkets, and hotels to get our local meat into the market. Export ready goat branded meat, and also our live genetics that the Caribbean wants so much, and we cannot give it to them because we're not connecting the dots. We don't want just talk, we want action. We don't want a title, we just want results. We don't want just an association, but we want a movement. Because in all fairness, to me, the goats are more organized because at least they're moving in herds. And to me, the sector is still scattered. So maybe it's time for us to follow the goat example. Let's come together, let's unify, let's move forward. And let's hope for new leadership, for stronger structure, for more youth, for more business thinking, and for example, more respect for our local genetics. A sector that finally earns what it deserves because Jamaica doesn't need imported solutions for everything. Sometimes the best genetics are already here. Sometimes the best system that we have to grow the sector is already here. And that is where we need to kind of put our focus.